Hello and welcome to Lynton Web's YouTube channel and our Lynton Cast. Today we have Alex Kirkwood, who is our resident chatbot expert, and he'll be telling you everything you need to know about chatbots. Alex, say hello and tell the folks a little bit about yourself.
Hi, Roman. I'm a CRM and marketing specialist here at Lynton Web. Been working in HubSpot for a few years now, and I've been working with chatbots for the last couple of years. I've built probably over a dozen bots for clients, as well as the Lynton Web chatbot. I do my best to follow as many blog posts, webinars, podcasts, and attend as many in-person user group events as I can related to chatbots because I'm fascinated with them, and I think they are very important for the future.
Absolutely, I 100% agree. So let's start kind of with the setting a baseline. Why should people be using chatbots? Because some people, when I talk to some people on client calls, they're a little bit resistant. They're not really sure the benefits. So talk to us a little bit about that.
It's a good question, Roman. The reason why people should be learning about chatbots and starting to use them is because chatbots are the future. I have a few statistics to support that statement. So Gartner predicts that 85% of customer service interactions will be handled by bots in 2020. Aspect Software found that 44% of users prefer bots to people. Chatbot Life says that chatbots reduce customer service costs by 30%. And there was a study done by MyClever, Drift, Salesforce, and SurveyMonkey that found that 61% of baby boomers find chatbots useful at answering complex questions. So to sum all that up, chatbots are going to save us money in the future on customer service interactions. They're going to save us time, and they are just going to become a core function of customer service in the future. So now is the time to start using them, getting familiar with them, and start optimizing them. You're not going to have the first chatbot on your first iteration. It's going to require optimization. It's going to require best practices. It's going to require adapting to your brand and to your customers. So now is the time to start using them as people are starting to roll them out en masse.
Yeah, I 100% agree with you, Alex. I think that the chatbots, as they continue to grow and into the future, they're going to be what 800 numbers used to be, where you could dial in, people are going to chat in and have that customer service experience. So let's talk about some of the best practices that you would recommend in setting up and using chatbots.
Sure. So when I start building a bot for somebody, for a client or internally, the first thing I think about is what is a bot supposed to do? And I try and think about that when I start building the bot. And really it all breaks down to three categories for me: navigational, resource sharing, and lead qualifying. So a bot should be able to do one of those three things, at least for a business's website. So it's either a navigational tool that helps people direct to different portions of the website as a top of funnel resource. Middle of a funnel resource could be for resource sharing. That could include customer service, answering questions, creating tickets, sharing knowledge articles, etc. And then of course you have your bottom of funnel lead qualifying. So if we're going to set somebody up for a live chat with a salesperson or have them book a meeting to talk to a salesperson, we want to use that as a lead qualifying bot to get their name, their email, their phone number, their name, their company name, and their job title. Any other applicable information that you need to qualify a bot. And on that same line of thinking, we also have to know where to compromise about getting data. If you're a company that's just inundated with tons of leads coming in and your sales team is getting bogged down with unqualified leads, then I would be a little stricter about requiring that the user answer that information before they move on with the bot. Now, on the other side of the spectrum, if you don't have enough leads coming through, I would be a little looser. Maybe if someone doesn't want to supply their information, you can get them on a live chat with the salesperson who will be able to get them convert with that information. And really, because you never know who that lead is or how valuable they could be to your company later down the line. So really just thinking about your business and your needs when you set up the bot is important there. And also I would just say, frame the conversation, use quick reply answers whenever possible. So if you have an FAQ of 5 to 10 questions that people are constantly asking you, you could use those 10 questions as quick reply answers that somebody can click. And of course, we want to prevent somebody from running into a dead end in a chatbot. So I would include not seeing your question here, write in something else. And then that's when you could utilize that fill-in response answer. And really the reason I like using those quick replies is because people are going to type all kinds of different things. You might have 100 different ways of saying one question. So when you use those quick replies, we're going to capture 90% of those people's questions right there. And then the additional 10% can write in their question. And it just makes it easier to segment those questions and really understand what those users are looking for.
Yeah, makes sense. And one of the things you've also said is that as you guide them through the conversation, don't necessarily ask them for information up front. You want to provide value up front and then ask for information afterwards. I think a lot of times we see chatbots that say, hey, can I get your name in case we just get disconnected? Can I get your email address? In your strategy, your recommendation is to wait on that and provide some guidance, provide some concierge level chatbot service in terms of navigating someone through the site and helping them with an FAQ before asking them for that information, correct?
Yeah, thanks, Roman. Thanks for reminding me of that. I do like to start with a value proposition. So if somebody comes to you and asks you for something, you're much less likely to give them what they want if they haven't given you anything or demonstrated what they can give you in return. So if we started out by asking the user what we can do for them and showing them what value we can bring them, it's much more likely that they're going to be willing to give us some information in return. So that is very important in framing the conversation. And when you build your bot, just keep in mind, like, the best way to do that is to frame the experience in the most usable way possible so that you can guide people through the bot in the way that you want them to. So a lot of times what you'll see looking through different CRMs are sometimes you'll see answers or questions in the place of names. And what happens a lot there are people will ask right off the bat, hi, happy to help you here. Can we start with your first name? And it's just a quick reply. They can type in whatever they want. So what that's going to do is probably 50% of people are just going to write in their question instead of giving you their name. So I usually like to start with, what can we help you with today? And then show them all the different things that we can help them with. And then if they decide to travel on further down the funnel, we can say, is it okay if I get your name and your email? And that way they're consenting to giving me their name. So I know when I ask them what their name is, they're much more likely to actually give me their name or give me their email rather than just capturing useless information that might be a question or might not even be their name.
Yeah, and that's a great point. We've seen that before when we've come in to help people optimize their chatbots, where the first name and the last name fields are all questions, and then that leads to bad data in HubSpot. And then when you have poor HubSpot hygiene, you can't email somebody that is a question for a first name because the personalization tokens just don't work that well in that situation. So great point on that, Alex. And then let's finish off with what's the one thing that folks should not do, should definitely stay away from when they're starting this chatbot journey and setting up a chatbot?
Great question. I think the biggest thing to stay away from when building a bot is trying to make the bot appear as though it's a person. So Gartner found that when a user discovers that they're talking to a bot instead of a person, they can actually feel hurt and lose trust in your brand, and that can actually be a reason why they would go with another brand instead of you. So instead of trying to use a person's face as an avatar and someone's name as the bot, I would just be upfront that it's a bot. Use a bot in the name or something that makes it clear. Maybe it's just your brand's name. Maybe it's a picture of a bot. Maybe it's a picture of your logo, something that makes it clear that they're not talking to an actual person, they're communicating with a bot. And when we do that, when we stop pretending that we're talking to a person, we can actually leverage the biggest value of bots, and that's that they don't have to think about replies. They don't have to take time typing. And the biggest value that our bots offer is saving time. So when we use the features like the ... this bot is typing, really what we're doing is just wasting people's time, and we're robbing them of the greatest value of the bots, which is saving time. Forrester found that the greatest value people find in bots is saving time. So let's utilize that. Stop pretending that we're talking to a person and just be upfront that we're talking to a bot. We're going to gain the trust of our users. We're going to save them time, and we're going to provide an overall better experience.
That's a great point. And I've come to websites where I've seen that ... typing feature, and you don't know, is there a person behind all this, or are they just trying to kind of fake you out in making it seem like there's a real person? So speed to value, get the information that's needed, and just be honest with people, just be transparent with people. I think that's a great point. So thank you very much for joining us, Alex. If you have any more questions about chatbots, please visit us on the website. We can get you set up with a call with Alex. And if you'd like a chatbot strategy implemented, we're happy to do that and help you with that on the HubSpot platform. So for myself and Alex and the entire Lynton Web team, thank you for joining us on the Lynton Cast, and please subscribe to the Lynton Web's YouTube channel, where we'll have these regular Lynton Casts coming up and informing you about various HubSpot related topics and website inbound marketing related topics. So until next time, take care.
Thanks,
Thanks,
Roman.
Alex.